Hey, welcome back. We are somewhere again in Bushenyi, somewhere at a place called Stay on the Farm. This is a show where we talk about video content production, marketing for video content creators. We also talk about health and wellness in terms of, how important health and wellness is for content creators and entrepreneurs and, business owners in general. My guest today is called Jonas Ntondore.
I have 3 Nkombe.
Nkombe. Actually, they know Nkombe.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, bro. Nice to see you today. It's been a while.
Yes.
I hadn't seen you in a while. I actually saw you today after, I don't know how many years, probably 5 years.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
5,
3
6.
to 4 years. Yeah, but we've been, online and everything.
Yeah.
So how are you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm happy actually to meet you. Sadiko Kabot. I'm very happy to meet you.
Nice to see you, bro. I had, you had a surgery or something.
I'm telling you, I was almost leaving this world.
Really?
Almost leaving, but God is powerful.
I know.
God is good.
I know. I mean,
Here I am. You see now?
You're healthy, bro. I mean, if they didn't tell me you had the surgery, I would not have known because, you're healthy.
Amen.
Just talk a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself, brother.
People call me Nkombe Jonas Ntondore. And I call myself Natumanya Jonas. Did you know the other?
No, I didn't know that much.
Yeah,
actually.
so me I call myself Natumanya Jonas. But people call me Nkombe Jonas Ntondore.
Why is that? Like, what's the Nkombe name? Where is that coming from?
So Nkombe, it comes in like what I'm doing. It was like I grew up. My grandmother told me that I grew up like holding, like having Nkombe. This dove.
The doves, yes.
The Nkombe, I mean the dove.
Okay, so Nkombe is actually doves in Runyanko.
Aha. Murunyankore ne Nkombe.
Right.
Murungu the dove.
Yes.
So that I grew up loving the what? The dirty bird. So when I grew up and I was like to be now into entertainment, I do culture performance.
Right.
I'm a performing artist. So I decided to bring that, what they had told me that I love. And actually, up to now, I love that bird.
Right.
It's a very peaceful bird.
Do you grow it? Do you have like a...
Yes, I have some at home.
Right.
There's pigeons. What?
Pigeons,
yes.
yes. Doves, pigeons, yes.
So I baptized it Nkombe Culture Troupe.
Nkombe Culture Troupe. So what do you guys do in the culture troupe?
So we do cultural performance, like these traditional functions.
Right.
They are the ones that now are common.
Right.
People do traditional party or ceremonies. Then after there, they tell the parents of the girl and say, after here we are going to the church. But after like a month to ask them like what, they tell you, money problem.
Yeah, I know.
Money problem.
I know.
But at least now, I'm happy they treasure
The culture
that traditional one.
Okay, so I want to know how you grew up or where you grew up. How is that connected to who you are as a person? Because you say you are 9 children, and you love culture. You have a culture troupe, and you love everything culture. So I want to know, where does that come from? Where do you get that from?
So where we grew up, it was village. It was totally village. So we used to graze our local cows, very long horned. So by grazing them, our grandfather, Shwenkurwit, he had a fruit, the Gwenomukui. So we could graze and again teach us like you're grazing, you're in a bush. Nowadays they clear the farms, but those days we couldn't clear the farms. You find if this is a farm, it is bushy. You send the cows and they go there. So by collecting them back, because it was a chunk of land, by making them come and say that you're sure that every cow is here where you are, there is the way our grandfather used to make a fruit. So those cows could listen to the
music, to the flute.
Wherever they could be, they could come running, and they come near where it is.
Wow.
You see? So that one, I grew up knowing that a fruit is very important. It can communicate. Even on these phones can communicate, do communication, but you cannot use it to some animals and what. So there are very many ways of communicating. Even the fruits could be used to communicate for something. There is this long horn, like to jete jamba. We use it.
Jamba is like when niyo horn
nachere. So you hold here and you.
And then I know we've done that before.
So that one could make us an alarm if something has happened on the ground in our society. Someone has died, so they make it. They make that alarm. People come, they see what has happened.
And the drums too, I remember.
As well as the drums.
Yes.
So we grew up seeing all those things, and even digging. And my grandmother could not eat beans when it's not cooked in the pot.
Right.
You get? So and you have to make sure you handle it with care because it could break.
Right.
Different of these things of today is a kid is throwing a saucepan the way he wants because he knows, or she knows that it can't break. So Oshanga Mwenu is preparing you that everything at home must be handled with care.
Right.
We cook using, like, she could cook beans using that in a pot. Once she puts in the mixture of the food, that is a pumpkin, banana.
It was very, very, very nutritious and very.
And plus the greens and so on. But for you, may not be.
No, ebishusha ni mbichengaji. I mean, we have everything on the farm.
Yes, I saw them there on the farm. I saw them on the farm. At least for you still having that.
I know.
Yes, bro. Not all the other things that you find no one.
Yeah, I know. So tell me this now. So you grew up there and then you had to move to the city, I believe, right?
No. Yes, I because like we had education. We had to be. We had to.
So what did you study? What did you study when you were?
Me, I studied from senior 1 because that is now the level that is known. Senior 1 to senior 6, I studied the other subjects and including the music. Yes, including the music.
What are you professionally?
Yes, unfortunately, I wanted the music as my profession. But my father, those days, the Bob Wines, I'm sorry to use the name, the Bob Wines, the Chameleons, you remember they used to make dreads. So when I told my father that me, I'm going for music after my senior 6, he said, no, you're going to be a muyai. Don't tell me about it. You know, you're going to be here, yes. So I looked at him, I said, me, I'm not going to be a muyai. Me, I want to do music which is gentle.
Right.
He stopped it. Of course, you know, those days of parents, you disobey.
Yes.
Serious case.
I know.
Yes.
So what did you do eventually?
So eventually, I joined the campus. I studied Bachelor of Business Administration, and I majored in procurement and logistics.
Wow.
Yes. But of recent, I'm planning to do masters in music marketing.
Perfect, bro. Basically,
because I want to follow my dream.
Yes.
I want that art. Yes. Because there is a lot in me. So now I want to be more. I want to dig more about the art.
Right. So tell me a little bit about you as a content creator. Like how did that journey begin as a content creator?
I grew up partly in a church. So, given that my father was harsh, I decided to say, let me be a church person. Because I loved soccer, I loved what, but I said, when I go to the church, maybe he could not hunt me out of music, you get. So I went there, and it was a blessing in disguise. I protected myself from those long doors and what. So they believed in me, the church people, They put me on the leadership. I was a youth leader. So time came, because I had studied music. Time came, I studied music from senior 6. Time came, so there is this guy called Rugwankonyonyo in Western. So they came, there was a party, then they came, I saw them dancing, doing something like culture. Those are the days which Pentecostals had also come. They could come on stage singing the gospel songs. So I said no. Rugwankonyonyo is not doing it well. And you could see people on a giveaway, traditional ceremonies. They are doing it in the other way around. There is no one who is advising. They are doing it in English way.
They are trying to marry the two things.
Yes, to go away from the what? From the tradition. You find now a girl is putting on the way she wants. Though they have brought a cultural dancers and what, but though it is a cultural dancer is singing on a CD, is not bringing some real content. I said, but I can change this. I can also do this.
So that's how your journey began, right?
I started from there. Yeah, I started from there. Then I said, let me start to create something.
Okay.
To put into these people's.
So that was physical, like you'd be invited to events, you'd be hired for events, and
yes.
So tell me a little bit about how you transitioned into video content creation.
Like you see, I had a challenge. You could find I'm delivering a very important message culturally to a girl is going to get married, like telling her that you should not repeat after your husband. When you're peeling, you're preparing the supper, you should be totally down on the mat, seated, not peeling while you're standing. But I'm delivering it to very excitement people. They have drunk, they are in their own world. So I decided to say that these people might have not got me. Or whatever they have grabbed today, by the time they reach their home,
they will have forgotten it.
They will have forgotten each and everything. Then I decided, you know what, let me record the video now. So that whoever can learn on it can say, oh, this guy I saw him on the party, he was saying this and this and this and this. At least he or she can learn from there on that video. That's how I translated. Okay,
so how much content have you created since you transitioned to? Has there been any impact by creating video content? Like, how has that impact? Is there an impact? Is there a difference? You had a problem. Did you solve it by creating video content?
Yeah, because I reviewed and I just marked myself. I checked myself to see if these people really are grabbing my content.
So Jonas, how important is health and wellness as a video content creator in culture or focused on culture? How important is it?
So, Noreva, like nowadays, culture is down, totally down. So we the cultural leaders or cultural performers,
content creators.
We are trying to create a content that can at least inform the society about what we can do or how we can bring back our culture. For example, like nowadays, you find a kid does not know even a basket. Or you find like now, the way I'm telling you that health-wise, we are totally down because we have put down culture. You find a long time ago, my grandmother used not to use the so-called steel wire. No, he uses the grasses, mixed it with the ash or the sun. And he cleans the saucepan. And you remember the ash itself, it has something that can add into the...
Yes. There's some minerals in there.
Yes, some minerals within it. You get? But you find now they are using the steel wires. The remains of steel wire. Remember, someone comes hurrying and is hungry. He just cleans very fast. He or she can't make sure that everything is clean in the saucepan. You get? So he cooks. In a due course, he's cooking even the remains of the what?
The steel, yeah.
He eats. The food is delicious. At the end of it all, you hear the cancer. You hear the blockage in the system, in the stomach.
Right.
That is now the sickness. So we are trying to tell these people, if they can get back to our culture, if they can cook in pot, because they are saying that we are in .com, but .com is taking us seriously.
So what you're saying then is this, is that from a culture perspective,
Yes.
if we started eating that the way we were raised eating, like for example,
Yes.
you were raised, with grandparents and parents, like if we start eating, if we start cooking food the way that,
We used to cook it.
we used to cook it
long time
before.
ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I believe there wasn't as much, oil and all these things, like, like they would cook meat and then use the fat of the meat to actually,
to spice it.
Yes. But then you have cooking oil here, you have very many things that, people are able to use. But then you're saying that is actually the reason why, we are falling sick, there's a lot of cancer and all these things. So you are basically saying that it's important to focus on those cultural ways of,
preparing like our food.
Yes.
Period. Let's eat organic. And where we are preparing it from. The pot is the best way to cook, to prepare.
What is your philosophy as a video content creator that focuses a lot on culture, on local culture?
On local culture. First of all, happiness.
Right.
Friendship. And traditional.
Happiness,
Friendship.
friendship,
Traditional.
traditional.
Yes.
Those are the three core values.
Yes, of mine. Because if I'm happy, then I'm happy because I want to see everyone happy.
Right.
You get? I've told you, happiness, traditional. Traditional meaning I have to get back to my roots.
I have to go back to the ways, of my tradition, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I have to go back and prepare the way that we used to prepare.
Great.
There are people who are still doing the clay, using each and everything to get us those utensils.
Great.
Yeah.
Jonas Ntondore,
Enkombe.
Yes. Erin wajangare nili
Natumanya.
Yes. Natumanya ndimanyisa chomu nyanko.
That God knows us.
God knows
me,
us.
I know you.
Oh, me, I know you.
Yes.
Great. Today, I was talking to Jonas. We were talking about content production, marketing for video content creators, health and wellness, how the two, blend together, mix together. And it was an honor, bro. I have someone behind this camera called Brandon. There is Musa on this one. There is another gentleman who probably doesn't want me to call his name up there. He's on that camera. And I have someone on sound there. It's called Hype. Hype is in the Makweto. Hype.
Yeah, you hear now? He's international. He's here in Mushenyi, but he's international.
Okay, guys. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.